friends, Amanda here with you today, and I am going to share with you how I made this really adorable card using Pooh and Friends from lalalandcrafts. Alright, this is what you're going to need to make this card. The tree branch dies, both of them. In the Forest 6x6 designer paper pack. That Figures, the Eeyore set. More Friendly. And we're using this one right there. The large and small nested frames die. Some watercolors. I'm using this set from Altenew. Some paint brushes, water, and a towel. So gather up your things and I'll show you how I made this card, and you can follow along if you'd like. Let's have some fun. Welcome back, friends. Today we're going to use the More Friendly stamp set from lalalandcrafts, and I'm stamping this with VersaFine Clear ink. It is waterproof ink, and I do heat set it off camera to make sure that it's all nice and dry. Taking my Altenew watercolors and spritzing them first because they're watercolors. That's how you use them. You get them wet and then you can start painting. I have a dish off to the side, and I'm just going to start putting colors over there and then mixing as I need to go. This is a yellow, and I will have all of the colors listed below in the description box for you if you'd like to follow along or know what colors that I'm using. I'm using this yellow, and I'm going to go all over his little body with the yellow, and then for the shadows and the shaded areas, I'm going to use a darker, more orangey yellow. This Pooh and Piglet are adorable, and I figured the watercolors would give it a vintage vibe that I really like with that paper pack that we're going to be using with this today. Just going in and getting his limbs. Watercolor is super forgiving, and I hope if anybody has wanted to try it, you give it a try, because really it is a lot of fun. Alright, so I'm going to turn on some music because I am still fighting a cold and I'm wanting to cough all the time, and that isn't any fun. So, I will come back. We are going to color Piglet, Eeyore, and some branches. When we're done with that, I will come back and have some more things to talk about. Alright, so you saw that I colored Eeyore a purple color, and that was the color I wanted for the under color. I wanted him to be just kind of like a purpley gray. So for the shadows, I'm going in with the gray ink, just kind of dragging out that gray just a little bit so that the purple still shines through, but it's more of a gray purple. I hope that makes sense. So that is what we're doing here. I've added the gray for the shadows, but I'm dragging out the gray so that it kind of tones down the purple just slightly, but it's still kind of an under purple. He's turning out to be super adorable. I hope you've enjoyed some of these videos with the new Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore sets. I will be starting next week the very brand new release from lalalandcrafts for the spring box, which is going to be a lot of fun. So do be sure to check back in with the YouTube channel here and see what we're creating next. I fussy cut out all of the characters right up to the black line because I really wanted them to feel like they're just popping out of a storybook. And I've used the nested frames dies, the large and the small set, and yes, I do try to use as much as the same paper as I possibly can because this paper is amazing and I don't want to waste a single inch of it. I've cut yellow cardstock from 6 by 5/16 by 3 1/4, and my card base. I'm just gluing that down there, and using the largest nested frames die, I cut that out there in that paper, and then I'm going to glue on the pattern paper on top of that, and so on and so forth. And I've given, just in the backs of the yellow cardstock, foam dots, so those pop up. And then I build up the critters, the Pooh and Piglet and Eeyore, with foam dots as well, and just have them kind of lay over top of the nested frame dies. Glue down my little tree branches. And here I've used them as little trees instead of just branches. So I thought that was kind of fun. And now just putting on that sentiment. I know, I really should have done that before I taped everything down, but I didn't, so. And just gluing down my Pooh and Eeyore. And this card is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's quick video, and do come again next week for the new release. Have a great day. Bye, friends.